What's good, y'all? Welcome to my review for this week's episode of My Hero Academia Season 7. As you guys can tell, my voice sounds a lot different right now because I am sick at the current moment. I literally can't catch a fucking break with this season, man. The first two episodes, we had pay-per-views, we had WrestleMania weekend, and Backlash. You guys know that last week we left to go see my brother's graduation, and somehow in the time between there, when I was there, probably for my mom because she got pretty sick as well. Was basically sick throughout the entire trip. I ended up getting sick. It was a lot worse a couple days ago. Last couple of days, I am feeling a lot better now. I think I more or less have gone past the point, the peak of this, and now now I'm on the way to recovery and getting better. But as you guys can tell, my voice is completely shot right now. It's getting worse, probably from all the coughing I have been doing. So yeah, apologies about that, guys. I'm gonna sound like Darth Vader or something throughout the rest of this review. Hopefully next week I am feeling better. My voice is back to normal. Man, literally can't catch a break with the season, man. And of course today, some of you guys may know is King and Queen of the Ring, so it's just gonna be starting at like 10 a.m. here in the West Coast, man. It's currently 8:56 right now as I'm recording this, man. So probably this review will probably come out a little bit later because I probably won't be able to finish recording before the show starts, and then I'll finish it off after the show wraps up. So yeah, but anyway, guys, this was a fantastic episode, man. We kind of got the aftermath of Aoyama revealing that he was a train man, just setting up the scene for the rest of this arc, man. And yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes, man. Next week's is gonna be like the big Ocha episode that I've been hearing about a lot from fans about this moment is huge between them. So I'm excited for that one. Obviously, you guys will probably get a double reaction for that episode. But yeah, interesting thing also I thought about the next episode is that was called Let You Down. It's written completely in English, which you almost never see, but I thought that was interesting. Anyway, let's just jump right into the actual review. So we start the episode off right where we left off last week. We get some quick recap of what happened previously with Aoyama saying that I am a terrible villain before we're back to Class A. Momo mentions that what Izuku already reiterated what Izuku said last week about him being the only one that could maybe trip one for all, be able to trip one for all. And Aoyama is shocked that all his students are still standing by him, even though he betrayed them all. Izuku has tears in his eyes, and then the key animation on that looked really fucking good. The key animation of this entire episode, I think, was spectacular, especially when we get to that one shot which we saw in the PV of Izuku marching towards the support course. That shot looked amazing, man. That'll probably end up being the main shot of this episode. So while everyone is ready, they're all like, yeah, let's go. Oh, yeah, you're still one of us. And President Mike's like, whoa, bro, you guys are going too fast. You were the main victims here. I don't want to say it, but can you guys even still trust him after everything? Which I think is a fair point. And then Ida steps forward and says, that's why we want to take the hand of our classmate. And for him to take our hands, because that's the only way we can be equals again. Of course, then we get Bako being Bako. I went through a lot in the training camp. I'll give you 5 blasts of my howitzer. Sorry, I cannot laugh. I cannot laugh this episode because, like I said, I was coughing. Although my cough was really bad a few days ago. But yeah, that was pretty bad. But that got me chuckling. And then Sarah comes like, "Whoa, bro, chill out. That's way too hard for you to say. So please stop." Gotta love Bako. So once again, the other classmates go in there and more or less reiterate the same thing that they want to take Aoyama back, and that they do trust him. We get some really cool looking the way they integrate the flashbacks from the Class A versus Izuku episode season 6, man. I thought the way that they integrated the flashbacks for that episode looked really cool here, man. So. Yeah, and the voice acting here was fantastic. Eventually, Aizawa comes in there and asks Izuku if he has a concrete plan yet on how he plans to use Aoyama to trick all for one. And Izuku doesn't have one at this current moment. And then Aizawa says, I'm very responsible for not catching this as their homeroom teacher. And he tells him that he has no plans has no intentions of expelling Aoyama. And then Aizawa asks them if they can cover their ears to make sure they can't hear what he planned on saying. So they put these really super strong earmuffs on Aoyama and his parents' ears so they can't hear him. And he says the plane I came up with, and then it fades out. And the next time we see him, all the Class A students are gone from the room. It's just the faculty there. So we don't know what his plan is. Which, to be fair, I like this a lot more than whenever anime series do when they ever explain something, they just mute the audio, you just hear their lips moving. I always hated that shit in anime, man. Whenever they do this shit, it's just tell me or just cut away, man. I don't know, that whole muting the sound when we hear their mouth and we see their mouth move, that just irritates the shit out of me, man. I don't know why, but it just irritates me. So yeah, this I much prefer over that. If you're gonna like hide away what the secret or whatever the plan is, do it like this. So then Principal Nezu, did they switch Seiyus for him? He sounds a little bit different in this episode, or maybe that's just me and he just sounds different from how his dub voice actor sounds. Regardless, he's like, oh yeah, we have to check and inspect some of the rooms. It makes you wonder if they're gonna like plant something in the rooms or something for all for one. But regardless of such, man, they think that's worth that fairly is worth a shot. We see Aoyama getting escorted out by the police before we head back over to the doors while the guys are cleaning up, while Izuku and Ida end up having to go back to the support course to get their costumes fixed. We also get this really nice shot that definitely was ripped right out of the manga, where we have face shots of everybody there. We're looking determined, ready to throw down, man. And some of these expressions were actually pretty interesting. Like you got Mina and Kaminari and Mineta looking like they're ready to fuck shit up, man. It was also kind of cool, not gonna lie. So then we see Ida marching, or Izuku with Ida marching towards the support class. This is where we get that shot from the first trailer with Izuku looking super serious, man, and determined, man. It's an amazing shot, man. That'll probably end up being the main shot for the thumbnail. They get to the support course, and we run it back from season 3 with the door exploding and May landing on Izuku's face, boobs first, man. It was fun. This was a kind of fun. And Izuku's all flushed me like my date is ending to go off there. I must be super tired today. And Ida does like, I mean those were breasts. So they tell him that they're here to get their costumes fixed. She's like, why don't you guys go to the item agency? And Ida's like, right, everything has come to a halt right now. That's why we came to you to get your stuff fixed. And Izuku thinks that May is like completely oblivious to everything that's happening right now. So we see her like looking up to the sky and be like, dang, you know. Which we find later that she actually is at the very least, knowing the heroes are in a pinch. But yeah, this is kind of funny. We see the support class is like completely different now from where it was before, man. We got like all these holograms all over the place and shit as they're building to the next stage of the UA barrier, which is of course the flying building or area, whatever it's called, that we saw in some of the trailers. I'm excited to see where that goes. And of course, Izuku gives May his condoms, asking her to fix them, as well as Ida's costume. And she says that she can't fix them, any of them. And she's like jogging away from them because she doesn't have enough materials or the item documents needed in order to complete these items and devices. So then she just heads over to her desk and she's just like doing random shit, hitting random keys on the computer. The other guy there, or the guy with the thing on his head, mentions she keeps coming up with new mechanisms for when we need to evacuate, but her vitality items or ideas are completely unique. And then she says, once I think of a baby, I have to raise it. It's what I always say, man. She looks really creepy in this one shot, man. And then for some reason she calls my boy soft. I don't know why she's calling Izuku soft. Like, can we stop perpetuating this fucking stupid stereotype of Izuku being like this, like, subby, like, twink that can't fight for himself, man? I've always found perplexed about Hero Waka fans that portray Izuku like that when he's literally not that, man. Like, the dude's built like 90s Spider-Man. Anyway, she continues on saying that we can't fight, and that's why we're trying different things to make sure you can protect as many as possible. Inventing is the support course's hero work. So then she just tosses Izuku's new gloves at him, saying like, I can't make the new ones, these are inferior to the gauntlet, but if you're okay with them, my babies, please use them. And then she throws Ida's new gear at him, and both their faces are like completely sunken. And this was also pretty funny. And then like the other two members of the support corps that were ready to make the gear for Izuku and Ida were like, we were just about to take their measurements. So, and they actually keep up the gag once they cut over to the next scene, man, because we see Izuku and Ida like marching towards the rest of the class, and their faces are still sucking it. They keep this, and you see another shot of them while Mount Ladies explain the next plan. It's not until like afterwards, once they start talking about Aoyama again, to their faces return to normal, man. Those guys surprised that they kept the gag up for as long as they did. Anyway, she says, I've heard about what happened to Class A, but we can't waste another day. Early detection of the Paranormal Liberation Front and the League of Villains. Again, rhythm and one clean sweep is still the best plan. We can't abandon the quickest path to decisive victory. Hesitating and stopping in our tracks is playing right into their hands. And like I said before, this is when Mina starts wondering about Aoyama and if he will return to Class A. And then Izuku says that he will definitely return. And then that's when Todoroki puts his hand on Izuku's shoulder saying, I think he'll be fine. I'm sure he'll look hard at what he wants to be more than anyone. And then interesting, she says, let's switch gears. We'll build teams around Izuku, Bakugo, and Todoroki and spread out. Which makes me wonder if this is going to tie into the movie. Because as you guys know, movie 4 takes place in between season 4. or in between season 7. Like I think it's like after this episode is where the movie's supposed to take place in the anime's canon, and then the rest, and then the rest of season 7 follows after the 4th film. I believe is how the timeline of this whole thing worked. And from the trailers, it looks like that they are going to that the class A is going to be separated into different groups. So it makes me wonder if that's going to continue onward for the movie, if this is a tie-in for the movie, or if this is something just for season 7. I guess we'll find out in the coming weeks. But I thought this to be interesting and see if this will tie in to Your Next at all. So then we head over to the Kaisai region, if I pronounce that right, Kaisai region. And this is actually where we get to see Nejire with short hair for the first time, man. And I'm pretty sure we saw some of this in the PV, one of the PVs for season 7. And also I've seen pictures of this. I'm gonna be real, but yeah, man, I do not like her short hair, man. I think she looks better with the long hair, man. But I don't know, maybe it'll grow on me. I saw a tweet that was saying like short hair is greater than the long hair, Nejire. And you guys know me, I usually always prefer characters when they go with long hair than they go to short hair. I almost always prefer it. But for some reason with Nejire, man, I'm not vibing with it. But maybe it'll grow on me as the season progresses onward, man. But besides Nejire, we also get to see Sun Eater, which is good to see him, which is good to see him as well as Factum. So it'll be nice to see Aaron Dismute and Kyle Hebert get some extra time in the studio for this season, man. It's good to see it. But anyway, they just rescued some civilians as Nejire was fighting off against a knockoff Godzilla, and and they're both like frying, and one of the dudes like hugging, it's like tightly grabbing on the Sun. He'd be like, thank you, of course. Well, of course you guys know. Well, Tamaki's like, oh god, get away from me, because he's very anxious and doesn't like to be touched and just like to disappear into the void, and all that. So he's just like, oh god. We then see like the dude grabbing on the Tamaki's cape as he's like trying to hide his face. And he's like, come on, bro, can't you show us your face? And he's like, no, I can't. Well, he's like tugging on his cape, which was also pretty funny. But anyway, after all that, we actually get this really nice shot of Izuku and Shigaraki going off there as Fat Gun says the real all-out war is about to begin. I do wonder how big of a role Nejire, Tamaki, and Fat Gun will play in the rest of these episodes. Like, will they actually be in the fight, in the battles themselves, or is this going to be like their only appearances? I guess we'll find out that in the coming. So this is when we also get the new commercial cards. We get the new renders for Ida and Aizawa, which I have to say, I fucking hate Ida's new costume. Like, the armor itself looks cool. I like it. But I fucking hate that mask, bro. Whose idea was to turn Ida's full mask into a half mask with his glasses? It looks fucking ridiculous. I hate it. Now, we do see later on in the episode a shot with a bunch of with all of Class 1A in their hero costumes, and Ida's wearing his full mask. So I hope that this is only like a partial thing and he goes back to his full mask or his unmasked, or like maybe his mask can detach itself. Not exactly sure. That's all about, but yeah, this look is fucking hideous, man. I hate this mask so much. We then see Aizawa's new render, which, by when did Aizawa get an eye patch, man? Like, I don't recall his eye ever getting damaged at all throughout Season 6, unless I'm forgetting something. Like, I only saw him chop off his foot, so don't know what's with the eye patch. I mean, it looks cool. Aizawa looks cool with an eye patch. He rocks the look. But anyway, we then head over back to with All Might, where it's with some of the police officers, with some of the cops, as well as Star's men or bros. They're with their. I'm assuming they're going to be helping out Izuku and all the other guys with their from the air. They're probably going to drop in the air support, man. I would make a joke about Call of Duty where you could call in an AC-130, but I'm too damn sick to make a joke, man. Seriously, guys, if you guys enjoyed this video, please, for the love of God, drop a like on this video so that my suffering is not in vain, because it's been a bitch to record this video with my fucking cough. Regardless, man, All Might mentions that we have some important points to delete. We also see that Ragdoll is in there as well. For some reason, just her and the other Pussycats aren't there as well. I know one of them is obviously watching Kota. Don't know why the other two couldn't show up here, but regardless, man, Ragdoll is here too. So All Might mentions is a couple of points out how they need to keep All For One and Shigaraki separated, man, and they mentioned that Shigaraki is stronger than All For One at this current moment of time, and they need to be at least 10 kilometers away from each other. That's the minimum prerequisite for us to win this attack. They then mentioned Dabi, and then he mentions that just having Dabi in the vanguard will stop us from tracking. He draws like some flames around Dabi on the whiteboard, which I gotta say, All Might draws some very nice looking flames, I must say that. So shout out to All Might, man. I did not know he was an artist. I did not know he had a bit of an artistic hand. And then he says, we need to separate the enemy's main force and crush each and every one of them while slamming on the whiteboard for added effect, man. Gotta say, it was nice. It's a nice way to punctuate his declare by slamming the whiteboard, having all the pieces fall to the floor, man. So, shout out to All Might, man. Like, imagine, I know he also had a bit of a theatrical background, but then again, he is voiced by Chris Sabat, who was a theater actor before he became a voice actor. I think so, anyway. I'm pretty sure he was in the theater doing theater acting before he became, voice for G and everything in Dragon Ball. I could be wrong on that one, but I'm pretty sure he was like a lot of Funimation VAs and fiends in general started off in the theater. One of the soldiers, of course, isn't that bit too optimistic. If that was all we needed to do, we wouldn't be in this mess. And he says, yes, that's why in order to achieve these conditions, we need a plan. And of course, his detective friend mentions Aoyama, and that he's still Seiken, a boy born corkless, being used his whole life. And the detective says that obviously he feels bad for him, but they can't have their feelings go above, you know, the rest of the world, and it doesn't change the fact that he did abandon society. In his position, he needs to be careful. And Aoyama says that he believes in Aoyama, and he of course believes in his homeroom teacher, Aizawa. Jesus, I can't fucking speak along my fucking throat. Anyway, we found the results and we find out that there's nothing wrong with him. He's completely normal. There isn't anything wrong with him. So, more than likely, and of course, Aizawa mentions this later on in the episode, any chance that he might have, like the bomb or whatever thing that Lady Nagant had that made her blow when she started telling, you know, all for one secrets, was just nothing but a seed of fear to keep him quiet. And he's completely fine, doesn't have anything in him. So, like I mentioned before, Aizawa comes to the conclusion that that was just nothing but a seed of fear planted in him as well as his parents, which I gotta say, I love this shot where like there's a bunch of like mist behind him. You see these dots on his chest, and then All for One's hands like enclosing on him. And I think it's a really nice and cool shot. Aoyama mentions the more they believe in me, the less I can believe in myself. Even if I could take their hands, if All for One appears in front of me again, I might do the same thing again. That's why I want to give up. To go, and then he wants to like go somewhere there's no light, and just wait and just wait for death to take him. So, and then Aizawa guy tells him straight that, look, even though that I won't expel you and that that I have no intention of, and like all your classmates forgive me, there's still a good chance after all this is over you will not be able to get to stay anyway, which I think is a fair point. Like, you know, he did betray everyone. He was the traitor, so it makes sense they probably want to get rid of him. They might get rid of him at the end of the series. Do I think they probably will? Probably not. I think Aoyama's sticking around for all 3 years of the hero course, but who knows? Maybe they might kick him to the curb. I don't know. And then Aizawa tells him that fear planted inside him, I'll rip it out if I have to. And tells him to fight. That's the only thing he can do is fight. Aizawa says, Aoyama says that I know I have to be at peace to help us win, so I can be equal. And Aizawa tells him that us using you like this makes us no different from All for One, which is right, definitely, man. Like, poor Aoyama, man. This man can't catch a break. He is getting used by everybody, man. He gets used by All for One to, you know, be the traitor of UA, and then afterwards he's now being used by Class A to trick All for One. Like, this poor kid can't catch a break. And then Aizawa then tells him, I won't let you give up and like this. Aizawa tells him, I won't let you give up like this and die, tormented by your actions. Not as long as I'm your hero course student. Not as long as I'm your hero course teacher and you're my student. And then he tells him that he'll protect him as long as you're with us, you'll be fine. And he asked him about Lone Crow, which I was going to say, I haven't mentioned this earlier, man, but the music I was playing here, man, as well as Aoyama Seiyu, man, both did a fantastic job, man. I'm really excited to see how the dub of these last 2 episodes are going to handle, because I'm just curious to what Aoyama dub will sound like when he does these things. I'm looking forward to those moments when the dub of these episodes drops. And then we end the episode off with Aizawa tells him that you won't do this alone, that the path is a path we all walk together, mentioning UA and the heroes as they fight off against All for One. And that is where the episode ends, but we do get a little post-credit scene of first time seeing Shinso with his new hero costume hanging upside down like he's fucking Spider-Man, which honestly looked pretty cool, I gotta say, man. You gotta love the Spider-Man references whenever Horikoshi Sensei throws you in there, man. But that was a cool shot. And yeah, that's where the episode ends. We get the next episode preview, man. Like I said, it's gonna get the Ibo intro, finally get the Izuku Raka moment, which I've heard a lot about that, man. I've avoided the manga panels of this one. They do pop on my feed occasionally, so I'm looking forward to seeing what this scene is like and what is discussed here, man. And obviously get to see Lucy and Justin's portrayal of this scene whenever we get to the dub of this episode, man. But yeah, man, that's where the episode ends. Like I said before, please leave a like on this video so that my suffering was not in vain, man, because literally, like I said, I got a cough, man. I got my allergies are flaring up, man. I am fucking sick. My voice is obviously a little bit better than it was at the start of the video, man, but my voice isn't completely back yet, so please leave a like so my suffering wasn't in vain, man. But anyway, guys, this was a fantastic episode, man. Overall, I'm going to give this episode a 9 out of 10, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Like if you did, subscribe if you're new. Follow me on social if you feel like it. Links are across below. And as always, back for more. See you guys next time.